Welcome to another edition of my outings. Here we have a driveway leading off of Lower Mountain Road and the road that comes off of it, and this is the northernmost end of Bond Lake, or the Clyde L Burmaster Park, and this driveway here leads to what is probably the most well-known remnant of the different houses and patio homes and other structures that used to surround the Bond Lake quarry areas. Look, notice all the ivy here that's growing. English ivy. That definitely tells you that there were plantings here. Here we have a retaining wall along the northern edge of the lake. The lake's over there. Here we have steps leading upwards like this. Yew bush and more of the wall leading to the house. Here's a pathway going up, and here's some more rough steps that would have led off into the backyard of the house here, if you will, and the pad and so forth in that direction there where the garage was. And coming back down the steps, and we come around to where the cars would have actually gone. This was a kind of above ground basement here, semi above ground basement. This is the lower half of the wall that you're seeing here. Originally there would have been more stone stacked up another few feet, as you're noticing further over there on that wall. The foundations here are more intact the further you go in. You can see further the stone wall goes a bit higher all the way around. Further over here more anyways. Where there's more earth to hold back, the wall is taller, but would have been taller over here too. So this would have been a underground garage and basement. And over here in this spot was where the chimney used to sit. And along with the stone ruins here, the remnants of the wall that's fallen in or been shoved in the meantime, you could see ruins of the chimney here. In fact, the chimney was kind of collapsing in on itself right here. Yeah, and you can see the flue remains of that chimney. And most of the chimney is basically piled up right in here, right in this area, pretty much right in the center. And there was two fireplaces in the house. I remember seeing two fireplaces inside the chimney when this place was control burned. And it was control burned more than 20 years ago, late 90s, 1999, something like that. This was a 2.5-story home, actually, and it was built around 1910, 12, something like that. Maybe actually a little later on, because the basement seems to be a little newer. I remember this was a quarry network here up until about that time. So you can imagine there wouldn't be houses around it until some of the other places had closed. These other slabs of concrete were dumped in here from other places, presumably. I don't think a lot of these are original to the house. You can see more of the retention wall right there. Probably popped off of that corner there, actually. And we go back down the driveway here, looking westward, and get up on this stump here, show you the remnants of the garage area. As I said, when this house was here, you used to walk up these steps around there, on the other side of the yew bush, and come up. You can see a little bit of that decorative wall here. You come up around here, and follow along this trail more, one way or another you come to the garage area. Here's the frontal pad or porch area. I think there's some slate stone in there, decorative slate stone, and into the garage itself. Or at least this is another garage than the one that's under the house for extra vehicles, maybe a boat or canoes. Notice the tile flooring right here. And some more of the padding work here. Now this here looks like natural rock. It's not concrete padding, yeah. It's just natural surface rock, over which glaciers would have passed long, long ago. And of course here is Bond Lake, or really East Myers Lake over here. And I got Rainbow Lake that's further over there more. This is the backside of an island that sits out that way more. And this lake is very deep, really, in places. Because it was a quarry, it's especially deep. And there's rumored to be equipment still at the bottom of this lake, still left down there from when it became this by the 1920s, for sure. It was a lake. So the house here might date back to the 1920s or thereabouts, because it overlooks the lake, or the lake area. See more of this stacked up retaining wall right there. And of course it just descends right into the lake. So this house, I remember when me and my family and other people were here, we used to look across the way and see this vision from across the lake. It was just this lovely, lovely house. Again, 2.5 stories high, farmer's house sort of building. And it stood right exactly here, filling this space very nicely. Here was the front door officially to it. And still got remnants of green patio paint on there. Yeah, and here's the depression where the house once stood. Yeah, dating back at least to the 1920s, but it could have been an older house that was here anyways when the quarrying action began. But either way, it was well placed to look over all of this. Can you imagine waking up in the morning out of your second floor window and seeing all of this in front of you, especially in the morning? And this is still a great place to fish and enjoy yourself. Just be careful where you're walking. Lovely place for photographs too. So that is the Bond Lake house. I will try to find a good picture of it to show you on the title page. You can look at all these lilies here on the ground. Further evidence that there was a dwelling here. Because among other things, yew bushes like those, lilies like these, and ivy like that out there are usually telltale signs that a fairly modern dwelling remains or nearby. Come around over here a little bit. See other plants here that might have been planted too. Just ground cover, really. Another overgrown yew bush. But you can imagine along here a very nicely planned garden fronting this. And there's a driveway leading off the road into this basement garage unit. I understand that this place was actually kind of used as a party house by one of the sons of a county executive. on some level. I used to hang out here on occasion. And maybe because it was about to get disposed of eventually anyways, why not, right? But still, it's a loss. What a nice memory all the same. If you come here, be very careful of where you're walking, and otherwise enjoy. Enjoy a little bit of Niagara County's forgotten past.